Hey everybody, Unlucky Artist here, and just when you think Save the World is getting so boring and frustrating that you're going to quit it forever, then along comes a new game mode to make things interesting. So I'm just going to make a quick video about Survive the Horde. I've been playing it, I've played it kind of 4 or 5 times already, and I'm going to keep trying to do some of the solo challenges on it, but this is what I've learned so far. So if you're looking to solo Survive the Horde, or even if you're just looking to complete it as part of a squad, you do not need to keep all 3 of the burners alive. I know they're not really called burners, they're called something else, but I don't know what it is. So if you spawn into the map and Survive the Horde, and you go to the west, which is where the depot is, that is the easiest area to protect, because the husks are mostly kind of spawning up down and then walking up a hill to you. In the other 2, the husks drop down from the top and it's harder to defend them. Secondly, what about hero loadouts? Well, if you're going to solo, then this is the loadout I'd recommend. It is base Kyle, trusty base Kyle, makes your walls super strong, and totally rocking out team perk. So rocking out increases your crit ratings. You're going to have a better chance of doing a lot more damage with your weapons, and it also heals you, so necessary in this one, because if you die and you're soloing, the game's over. These 2 heroes are the heroes that activate Rocking Out, so Battle Beat and Fumble. The footballs can be really handy if it's a clutch situation, you need to get health, you just run across them, they'll give you Totally Rocking Out, which heals you. Then Power Modulation, this heals the walls. Mega Base, this extends the base range, and Cupid's Arrow, so this is for the Xenon Bow, which I'll talk about in a minute, but it essentially, when you're using bows then and you make a hit, then the arrow will then splinter. Essentially it will do damage to husks on the near around it. Supply drop, this is really essential if you're soloing, because there is so little materials at the beginning. By the end you normally have enough. And slow field, you'll see in the runs I'm uploading at the moment, I don't use it hugely. I use it for the mini boss at the end, and then just in a kind of a smasher based situation. So build, second loadout, right? This is a loadout if you're part of a team or a duo. Then somebody can run as Stoneheart Farrah and do tons of damage with the Xenon Bow, so they'll just be shooting the whole time. And same Rocking Out heroes. Then these are sniper heroes, they increase sniper damage, bows are snipers. And then this spot you can fill it with whatever you want. Fleet is good for getting the supply drops that might be across the map. And again, with gadgets, you might want to bring turrets. By the end of the mission, the turrets are less useful, so they help with kind of getting through the waves quickly at the beginning. But yeah, supply drop might be more useful to just give some extra materials. And slow field, you could bring banner if you wanted. So the biggest change compared to say Frost Knight or even just regular Fortnite missions is that smashers do damage to the objective. So if a smasher gets through your walls, they're going to reduce the objective health, and that is a problem. But so far I've not had a massive issue with smashers up until the last wave. That's when they really go to town on your base. So in terms of weapons, what you need, basically this is your MVP here. So there's not many rockets, and I guess they do that deliberately because they don't just want everyone firing rockets. And the Xenon Bow, even though energy ammo is quite expensive to craft, the Xenon Bow uses it really sparingly, so and it does high amount of damage for the amount of ammo you're using. You could craft something like Storm King's Wrath, but it's using a ton more ammo and every time, so actually the Xenon could go faster as well. It's just much better. So I'm using primarily the Xenon. And then I give my assault defenders the blunderbuss. This is really high damage assault rifle. But you could use another high damage assault rifle if you don't have this schematic, but I definitely recommend getting this schematic if you don't have it, because it is insanely good. I do craft a pot shot and I use it in the last wave I could craft a deatomizer actually and use it in the last wave, just or a wrath just for the smashers. But yeah, I use it until the ammo runs out, which is normally like 6 shots, and then I have to go back to the Xenon again. Yeah, so basically that's all the weapons you need. I'd recommend, so you might remember in Frost Knight I used this little Baron quite a lot, but really struggling to get those gadget rotating gizmo things. So I have another one. I'm actually gonna pin it here. Yeah, and it's perked exactly the same, double armor and movement speed. I know some people like triple armor, and that is safer, but it's just so slow getting to those supply drops. Yeah. So I've got another one, so I might perk it differently again. So yeah, this is what you need, the Baron. The armor is essential because as you stay in the storm, you lose a lot of health, and the armor stops you from losing health basically in the storm, so you can safely go and get supply drops. In terms of traps, I'm mostly using the same like basic Frost Knight build, which is one that I did a tutorial for, and I'll put a link of the tutorial in the description here. But basically around the burner you have floor launchers, and mine aren't perked properly actually. They should be perked. They were perked for Final Frost. So I'm going to perk them. I'm going to re-perk them again. Impact. So they should be triple impact and knockback, double reload, and Jura. That's the ideal. I had perked them for Final Frost slightly differently, and I never changed the perks back. So yeah, you got launchers around the not burner objective, I guess you call it, and some darts, and also sealing electrics around the burner. You have then broadsides with a tar, and then a gas on top, and then you have the little entranceway which has 2 of these, the dance traps, 2 darts, 2 sealing electrics, and 2 floor spikes. So as I said, I'll put the link in. You can also look at my videos and see. I've used quite a few anti-air traps in this. They don't do much good because they don't stop flingers, they just stop lobbers. But what I've managed to do for flingers, and it seems to work okay, is basically I build this basic Frost Knight build, and then I do some edited archways, and then I put a ceiling that is 1 tile on top of that, going out as far as I can go without running out of materials. And the flingers will sometimes break through. I just kind of then put some like darts where they tend to stand to kill them, and then I get my defenders to try and kill them as well. It's not a perfect system, and I had flingers breaking through almost every wave, which is really annoying. You could try a lobber shield, but a lobber shield would then not give your defenders the visibility to shoot. It makes the waves with the pillars harder, and so I wouldn't recommend that. I did try it, but it wasn't great. There is one side where the husks come straight up a hill to get to the objective, and you don't have time to do the regular Frost Knight build, so I just kind of put a ton of drop traps there and some launchers on the entranceways, but you can just watch my video and have a look at what I did there. Yeah, so those are the traps. A couple of other things to know in terms of the waves. Wave 7 is the first wave you get lobbers and flingers. Wave 8 is the first wave you get smashers. Wave 10 is another heavy lobber and flinger wave, and so is wave 14. But as I said, you do get flingers on every wave from 7 onwards. But yeah, 7, 10 and 14 are the bad ones. You've got pillar waves where you have to destroy those purple pillars. This is where you really need the Xenon, because it completely shreds them. If you don't have the Zenon by the first pillar wave, which is wave 3, because you might not have an active power cell by then, you have to just kill it with whatever weapon you have, which does take a while, and it's a taker wave. It can be very messy. You get a Sploder wave on wave 5, so make sure you have some anti-airs on the ground or your dance traps up by then. Yeah, and wave 15 is a smasher wave, and you get a mini boss there. So good luck, hope you enjoy it, and as I said, I'll be trying some solo challenges and posting those over the next few days and weeks.